most popular names when discussing.
Yeah, actually, I want to say
James
this.
Charles was one of the most popular names when discussing the YouTube mainstream. He was playing Minecraft with PewDiePie, hosting his own reality TV show, all while his personal YouTube channel was clearing well over 100 million views per month. However, over the last year, things have changed significantly.
So fucking shut up, dude. Come on, man. So fucking annoying, man.
He's lost over 1.5 million subscribers, equivalent to losing more than 100,000 subs per month. His average viewership per video has declined from well over 10 million to a little over 1 million, all while his Twitter hasn't seen any positive follower growth during the same time period. You might say that James Charles has become the poster child victim of internet cancellations. However, we should use the term victim
Holy
lightly.
fuck! Look how big that thing is. I've never seen a beef jerky that big. Look! Look! Holy shit! Have you ever seen it before? It's a whole strip. Oh my god, I've actually never seen a thing with that before in a packet.
As the death of his career has certainly been self-inflicted and could have easily been avoided, with his terrible management of controversy and subsequent career decline having begun back in early 2019 after James Charles would mention that he was most attracted to straight men.
I want a boy who is straight.
Love that for you. That's easy.
It's easier than you would think.
This statement resulted in the first contributing factor to his eventual downfall after a fan would post this photo of James Charles and another unknown individual to Twitter, questioning James as to whether or not this was potentially a new relationship. The unknown person in the image was later revealed to be Gage Gomez, a straight Instagram model who'd been talking to James for 5 months in the lead up to Coachella 2019, where this photo had been taken. With Gage being straight, James would respond to the Twitter post by stating, "Nope, unfortunately I am still very single. This boy played me for months on end and is a disgusting con artist. I'm thankful I had my friends with me to protect me. Every single bit of misfortune that would occur in James Charles' life from here on out can be traced back to this specific tweet." As after making it, Gage, the Instagram model involved, would create a YouTube video stating that James pressured him into meeting up despite knowing that he was straight.
He then started to begin putting a little bit of pressure on me, of getting to know me, like disregarding the fact that I told him I was straight, because as you all know, this person 99.9, maybe even 100% of the time goes after heterosexual men.
And while this video...
Well, I'll get it. So what did he want out of that then? What did he want out of this interaction? Wait, I'm confused. If this guy knew, then something like this needs two parties, right? Wait, I don't get it. This is kind of dumb. Something like this needs two parties, right? If this guy says he knows that he's gay, and he knows that him himself is straight, right? And they're not talking to be friends, then why is he even talking at all then?
Goes after heterosexual men.
And while this video hardly warranted a response and could have easily been the end of the drama, James made yet another mistake. After Gage would post the video explaining his side of the story, James would take to Twitter with a classic multi-paragraph notes app tweet trying to explain why he was in the right, beginning with the good old "I will address this now and never again." And if we learned anything from the Only JS video, it's that addressing or responding to criticism in a serious manner leads to almost certain career suicide over the long run, as audience love to berate an influencer who they know they can get a response or reaction from.
True.
For example, on that very same day that James Charles would respond to the criticism with his classic "I take responsibility" notes app tweet, this video will be posted to YouTube titled "James Charles hitting on straight guys for 17 minutes, which might not have ever been posted if James had simply ignored the drama in the first place.
This 21 picture is really cute, although that should have been me instead of your girlfriend, but we can let that slide.
The universal reporting of the drama led to a heightened awareness about James's tendency to pressure straight men into hanging out, and subsequently others would come forward stating that they had a similar experience. This was the reason behind the infamous tardy cancellation attempt, literally only 2 weeks after the drama with Gage, which we discussed just prior.
Oh my god, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again.
I'll be honest, she kind of got smoked. I watched the drama, and she ended up just being wrong straight up.
While at Tardy's birthday party, James Charles would mention that he found the waiter attractive.
You were talking in detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter. And when I said, "James, he's straight," your response was, "Doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity."
And as a result, James would find the waiter on Instagram before messaging him the following day. The waiter, whose real name was Sam Cook, mentioned that he was bi-curious, subsequently meeting up and making out with James Charles for about an hour.
He actually invited me out to his hotel. At that time, I was bi-curious. I had never done anything with a guy before, and I was curious.
Guys, what's bi-curious? I've I've heard about this before. I'm gonna go ahead and... What is it? What? A term for someone who's typically has sexual relations with one gender, but is curious about having sex with the other gender. Okay.
I said yes. We ended up making out for around an hour.
Afterwards, the two would part ways. However, a few weeks later, James would offer to fly Sam to LA, which Sam denied, as after his first experience with James, Sam had decided that he was straight.
He wanted to fly me out to LA. That kind of freaked me out.
It's in the name.
At that
Yeah, but why does it have to be bi-curious? Can it just be just curious overall? It says one gender and then it says the other. Well, I'm not just whatever.
I was pretty sure I was straight.
Resulting in James pressuring Sam further.
He still went on to say he thought I was bisexual or gay and attracted to him when I told him different.
As a result of Tati publicizing the drama, in which James Charles looked like the bad guy, James lost 3.1 million subscribers over the course of a week, in the process setting the YouTube record for the most subscribers ever lost in 24 hours, 1.26 million, which he still holds to this day. However, in spite of losing 3 million subscribers, this certainly wasn't the end for James Charles. He'd gain around 2 million of them back after posting a pretty cool, calm, collected response, showing that Tati was just being an immature child who was clearly trying to drag his name down for her own personal gain. As a result, over the long run, the heat was taken off James and instead focused on Tati, giving James free exposure with fairly minimal downside. Subsequently, his average viewership would triple from 50 million per month to 150 million per month over the following year. However, there was one thing that hadn't been forgotten by his audience. James Charles still had a tendency to respond or defend himself in the face of criticism, which if anything had been amplified by his multiple responses and apologies whilst involved in the Tati Westbrook drama. Even more insidiously, the fact that
Paul deserved it. He literally gained from this. He went hardcore because of that. It went fucking crazy mode.
James Charles had gotten off scot-free might have given him a layer of false confidence, reinforcing that a public apology was a simple ticket to get out of drama, whilst in almost any other situation, a public social media apology generally hurts the creator's reputation over the long run, as James would come to discover when the real drama would begin in early 2021.
I don't necessarily agree with Sonny on this one. I just don't agree. It depends how you do it and what the topic is. You can make good apologies that you actually feel like you wanted to apologize. Easy to look like you're genuine when you are. It's just easy.
I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like, I would date, like, the absolute youngest, like, 18, 19 that looks a little bit older, or, like, 24 that, like, has a young personality.
To say that this clip aged like milk would be a colossal-sized understatement. Mentioning on the Impulsive podcast that he was attracted to younger boys would come back to haunt James when in February 2021, a user by the name of Isaiah13 made a post on Twitter stating, "If you're gonna text someone, make sure you know their age." He added me on Insta. My Insta has my TikTok, which shows my age at James Charles, with an attached photo of his TikTok description showing that this person who James had been texting was only 16 years old. Isaiah, the individual who created this Twitter post, then took to his TikTok explaining that things got heated after James
what the fuck is this,
Snapchat.
man?
James Charles snapped me on Snapchat. He added me back. I've always looked up to him, so I was excited to get his message back. I'm gonna post proof of it right now. This is the notification that I got when he Snapchatted
Man,
me
these
first.
motherfuckers all look
And just
goofy
for further
ass,
proof,
man.
you can leave the chat. I don't
Man,
really delete
man,
it, but
these clown goofy looking motherfucking gelled ass hair, fucking noodle motherfucker, 2004 motherfucking fucking Justin Timberlake up on the stage. What the fuck is this goofy ass shit, man?
I went into
What the
bathroom,
fuck?
and I guess he
Ramen
saw the
ass,
bathroom light,
fucking
so he started
soy.
making conversation
What the
with
fuck
me,
is this,
started
man?
making me really uncomfortable. And I'll post some of the stuff that he sent me now. You can't see it because it's
Oh,
blurry.
they're talking like
because
this?
it's
I don't
in
know.
my
It's when you
iPad.
talk-
I
what
don't
you're
want
talking.
to see that I screenshotted it, but I'll post it right now.
Pause. Hey
He
yo,
proceeded to send
hey yo, pause.
sent me now. You can't see it because it's blurry because I took it on my iPad because I don't want him to see that I screenshotted it, but I'll post it right now.
Send me a video.
He proceeded to send me explicit pictures of his body.
Which was followed by Isaiah stating that James Charles had also tried to pressure him into sending inappropriate photos.
So after sending me that first picture of his body, explicitly, he sent me multiple after that, and I'll post them now. I was getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. And then he proceeds to say, oh, but I didn't even get to see the, meaning my body. And after telling him, no, like, I'm not gonna send it to you, he kept on asking for pictures and videos of body hair.
Can we see? I mean,
Now, we need to remember...
Okay, can we see him saying that though?
for something. Addressing
We saw the
criticism
rest
had been
before.
effective for James Charles in the past. During the Tardy situation, he simply explained his side, and because Tardy's cancellation
smoking
attempt was
gun.
so pathetic,
It's a smoking gun, no? It's a smoking gun.
James's audience forgave him, and everyone quickly forgot about it. This time, however,
What?
the allegations had substantially
Yeah,
more
yeah, I might remove the amount. If you guys are gonna be weird like that, I wasn't anything weird. I just said, can we see that? Him asking for that. That's a smoking gun. It's a boom. If you're gonna show the juicer of the guy who sends it, and him saying, "Send me a juicer," right? I wanna, you know.
weight behind them and weren't nearly as pathetic, yet James probably still thought that if he simply addressed the criticism again, everything would go away, which isn't what happened. James Charles would post a tweet reading,
no.
"There's a video going around about me on TikTok and Twitter of a guy calling me a groomer, and I want to address it right away. The accusation that I have groomed this person is completely false. Last week, I came across someone on my Instagram Explore page, saw he followed me, and added him on Snapchat. The next morning, I woke up to several snaps from this person being excited I added him back, saying he loved me, and also lewd photos of himself in the shower. I asked how old he was right away, and he told me he was 18, so I started flirting back. Later in the day, he said a few things that made me question the validity of his original age answer, and when I asked him to confirm his age once again, he admitted he was 16. I told him I was really uncomfortable and apologized for flirting, but he insisted on continuing talking, saying it could be our little secret. He's a fan of mine and would never tell anyone. I told him I wasn't okay with this, he started getting upset, and at this point I unfriended him. We haven't spoken since. However, the other person involved would respond to the tweet stating, James, we both know I blocked you. You never asked for my age. After I told you I was 16, you proceeded to ask me for nudes and said it didn't matter. You called me hot and said I wish the timeline could speed up so you can be 18, attaching a photo of his block list with James Charles on it. The issue
What? Man, this guy had good receipts, man, but it seems like what? Man, he has good receipts, man.
James Charles
Deliver the
issue
juice,
with
man.
The whole thing was that their interaction had taken place on Snapchat, and therefore limited evidence existed.
But then, I'm just saying, the receipts are decent, and then this picture proves nothing, and then I don't get it.
For either side of the argument. It was James's word against some random 16-year-old TikToker's word. Sure, the kid had evidence of James asking him for inappropriate photos, but it's impossible to know if this had been from before or after James found out that he was underage.
Nobody can know.
In all honesty, James's argument seemed to make way more sense. He stated, I would never knowingly engage with anyone underage and put my life on the line for a few Snapchats. James had everything to lose whilst the TikToker had everything to gain. And at a time during which influencers were being cancelled left, right and center for talking to minors, it seemed almost unthinkable that James Charles would be dumb enough to knowingly risk exchanging photos with—
Only watch your words. No, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. If you have a pattern of taking screenshots and keeping receipts, and the one receipt that matters the most, you don't have it, it's fucking stupid as shit, man. I think it's fucking lame as shit. How you can have receipts of the whole juicer discombobulated with no timeline, and the one that really matters, where you say he said this, you don't have them. What am I missing here?
a 16-year-old. However, when 3 other individuals would come out stating that they'd had a similar experience, James's side of the argument would become impossible to believe.
Anyways, he goes, send me a shirtless picture, and I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. So then he starts going, oh, send me pictures of your boxers, show me what you're wearing. Anyways, things start to get really weird because he started to ask me for pics of this thing over here.
Individuals such as Ethan Klein from H3H3 Productions took to Twitter in a post reading, "Congratulations to James Charles on his Kids' Choice Award. It's great because kids have always been his choice too. P.S. Nickelodeon, please keep an eye on him during the after party," while others such as Keemstar would go so far as to state that James Charles
So
should be put in
weird.
prison.
I'm gonna go off on James Charles today. He needs to be put.
What? Oh, wait, I'm so confused. So did they actually, guys? I've been watching the video, but I'm dumb. I'm actually dumb. Did they have any juice on him? Did they actually catch him? Did it actually pan out?
In a cage. All right, I am so done.
Before going on to state that there were too many examples of this happening to dismiss each
So what the fuck
occurrence
is this
as
then?
an accident.
How many times does this need to happen for us to stop saying, "Oh, well, James got trapped. James got tricked"? Like, how many times until we can say, "Oh, wait, maybe James is intentionally doing this"? Just maybe, you know, just a thought out there.
As James's name was being dragged through the mud, the methods by which he could earn an income began to disintegrate. He'd be removed from the YouTube Partner Program, meaning he could no longer earn ad revenue from the platform. His incredibly lucrative makeup deal with Morph was terminated, all while he was removed as the host of Instant Influencer, but not before he'd teach those on the show how to do a fake apology video.
Take this from me because I've had to deal with this. As an influencer, when you grow a following, you will either say or do something that people might not like and might not agree with, and eventually you might have to apologize. So for today's compact challenge, you guys will be filming your very own apology video.
Which
What the fuck?
is unsurprisingly
Okay,
what James
okay, this is weird. And don't tell me to take notes, okay? My apology video went fucking hard. Okay. Why? It's a simple thing, man. It's very simple. It's simple. If you want to look genuine, if you are, you win instantaneously. It's like a checkmate. The problem is, if you apologize for something that you're not sorry for, it's kind of bad, man.
Charles would post next.
Hello everyone, James Charles here, and today
What?
I'm going to be making a very important video about a very important topic.
Hey, I said sorry. I felt sorry at the time. Yeah. Some of the shit that you guys are mentioning, yeah, ended up changing, but I still meant it at the time. So people, I guess, bought it because I felt it. It's that
I think the
simple.
heat from the whole situation.
Also, what's on his head, man? What the fuck is that, man? This looks like a fucking 18th century fucking hair from like the guy who wore on the fucking boats and shit.
From the whole situation,
That's
James
a
Charles would upload
fucking-
a video titled
that's a
Holding
hat.
Myself Accountable, in which it include all the classic fake garbage designed to make it seem like James was morally righteous.
Today's video is going to be from the heart and most importantly holding myself accountable for my own actions. First and foremost, I need to say sorry. I fully understand my actions and how they are wrong. I think it's important that I provide a trigger warning for this video.
Followed by James blaming the motive behind his actions on
Also, I'm not gonna be a big hater, but how, if you're gay, can you say, oh, I like straight guys? Like, how can you tell somebody from afar is a straight guy if they're on their own or whatever that you want to approach them if you're gay? I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like a logical, feasible thing. Maybe I'm far out, or I just don't know. How do you know somebody is it's a gaydar? What is that? Oh man, fuck off.
Desperation.
And I couldn't understand why relationships were the one outlier. Why were they not working? And I finally
This shit is fucking
came
stupid,
to a
man.
conclusion. And it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but
You can tell.
I think I have to, and that is that I'm
Yeah. But what makes you more attracted to somebody who you think is attracted to not you, or not your gender? What makes you more attracted to them? How does that logically happen? Guys, reverse the roles. Reverse the roles. Okay. You're around and you're going to the bar as a straight dude. As a gay dude. Well, no, as a straight dude. As a straight girl. Fuck. This is getting too hard, boys. Guys, this is getting too hard. Okay, I'm saying too hard. Okay. It's like if you're a girl. And you're, man, fuck, this is way too hard, actually. What the fuck am I doing, man? I'm done.
desperate.
The whole apology just felt really fake.
And I'm taking this very, very seriously.
There was no evidence proving that he wasn't in the wrong, and it seemed as though the goal of the apology was sympathy rather than a structured dismissal of the allegations. He'd end the video by stating that he planned on taking a little bit of time off.
I'm going to be taking some time away to reflect and further educate myself on these topics. I think at this point it's really important that I do so I'm able to follow through with my word and prove to you guys that I will be a better person.
Also adding that he didn't plan on simply forgetting about the incident.
My expectations are not to, press post and then forget about it and move on and wash my hands as if nothing happened, because something did happen. And what happened was not okay, and I don't want to just...
So what has that happened
Yeah,
then?
this was probably one of the dumbest things that he could have said. When involved in drama, it's best to be passive about it. If you're going to be dumb enough to acknowledge it, say something brief then move on. The longer you dwell on it, the more your audience will see that it's a big deal to you. It also didn't help that James would take 3 months off YouTube after uploading his apology video. He probably thought that his audience would interpret this as, oh, James is away from YouTube working on himself, but in reality it just felt like this dude just used his crappy behavior as an excuse to get out of 3 months work. When James would return, he was still talking about the drama as if he hadn't moved on over a quarter of a year later.
But I also think it would be ridiculous and irresponsible.
Get off this big topic and do some real content. Nobody wanted this content. Okay. Well, I don't really want you in chat either. How many time? 21 sub. I'm gonna give you a fucking perma, dumb fuck. Shut up, pussy.
Responsible to try to just come back to social
I'm
media
good,
and
man.
pretend like nothing happened.
I don't think anybody asked
and
me in
move
chat
on with
either,
regularly
so I'm
scheduled
gonna go
makeup
and
programming.
do that.
So I do also have
Focus
some
on
pretty
there.
serious
You okay?
topics to discuss in today's video as well.
Holy.
Being what happened a couple of months ago.
In the process, James would lose 1 million subscribers whilst dropping his monthly view count from 150 million a month to around 20 million a month. Prior to the drama, it was
That's not too
unusual for
bad.
one of his videos to gain less than 5 million views. However, since the drama, it's now become unusual for one of his videos to get 5 million views at all. When you search James Charles on Twitter, a solid 30% of the posts are memes about him liking underage boys, while another 50% comprise other miscellaneous posts with a negative sentiment towards James
I don't
Charles.
get it. What?
His
So did he actually end up grooming and shit like that? Drama and grooming. This is stupid. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, this really is stupid. It's not that hard to find people of your age. And on top of that, when you're like a celebrity, it's really easy to It's really easy to wait and fucking and do all the fucking legwork before talking or getting in depth and not having to say, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know." Lol, dude. It's not like
simply never
it's just fucking stupid. It is fucking weird.
Covered from what you could argue to be terrible management of controversy. He had opportunity after opportunity to fix his decline, yet seemed to trip at every single hurdle.
Well, he said he likes them young, but I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, he's weird, but I don't know. Kinda shot himself in the foot like a million times. You want to play with fire, sometimes you get burned, you know? Even if some of the things that made sense, where he has a good defense, where it's like, oh, you know, I didn't know, there's like blah, blah, blah. Some guys don't have the proof for it or whatever, and he kind of wins the argument. It doesn't really matter. Like, you can go the fuck... It's your job as a celebrity to go the long distance, the long way, to make sure this doesn't happen. Okay? I used to send fucking... Guys, I used to have a public fucking... how does it called again? Snapchat. And I would send hundreds a day to randoms or anything. Yeah, there was never anything weird. Why? I'm not a fucking weirdo. It's not hard. As long as it's not a weirdo where you're chilling. It was a normal fucking Snapchat. It was like literally just saying hello to viewers. Literally normal saying hello to viewers and shit like that is friendly and it was chill. And there was a bunch of subs in there. There's a bunch of... And yes, some people were underage. Don't be inappropriate. Somebody says, I like the stream. I like the whatever the fuck. Cool, man. I'm glad you like it. Much love, dude. I don't give a fuck. You don't have to fucking be weird about it. Like, what? I don't do it anymore because people started fucking like faking replies and posting weird shit on Discord for fucking likes. It got really weird. It just got weird, so I stopped doing it. People just kind of ruined it. Okay, what else?